In the heart of late 15th century Germany, among the hills and vineyards of the Rhine Valley, there lived a man whose fate became so tightly interwoven with the mysteries of knowledge, magic, and hidden messages that his name still inspires awe among historians, cryptographers, and occultists. Johann Trithemius, born on February 1st, 1462, in the tiny village of Trittenheim under the name Johann Heidenberg, became one of the most enigmatic minds of the Renaissance. His father died when the boy was still an infant, and his stepfather, harsh and hostile to any learning, forbade him to study. Yet the young Johann secretly mastered Latin, Greek, and even Hebrew, hiding books under his pillow and dreaming of something greater. At 17, he fled home, wandered through Trier, Cologne, and the Netherlands, and eventually reached the University of Heidelberg, where he eagerly absorbed knowledge. Fate took a sharp turn in 1482. On his way home, Trithemius was caught in a fierce snowstorm and sought refuge in the Benedictine Abbey of Sponheim near Bad Kreuznach. The monks received him warmly, and within just a year, at the age of 21, he was elected abbot. Under his leadership, the neglected and undisciplined abbey was transformed into a true center of learning. Trithemius assembled one of the largest libraries in Europe. From a mere 50 volumes, it grew to over 2,000. He reformed the monastery, spoke at the annual chapters of the Bursfelde congregation as a brilliant orator and secretary, and inspected other houses. Yet the abbot's true passion lay deeper. He united theology, history, alchemy, astrology, and the secret arts into a single system in which knowledge became a tool not only for the salvation of the soul, but also for power over the world. Around 1499, Trithemius completed his principal work, Ars Steganographia, the art of steganography, or the art of secret writing. It was not merely a book, but an entire occult system in which alchemy, astrology, and angelic magic merged into a tool for rapid communication over distance, the acquisition of hidden knowledge, mastery of languages, the summoning of prophecies, and the enlightenment of the soul. On the surface, the text appeared to be a manual for conjuring spirits. 3 books, the third left unfinished, described hierarchies of angels, divided by the cardinal directions and planetary hours. To send a message to someone absent, one had to pronounce an incantation with the name of a specific angel at a precise astrological moment, and the spirit would supposedly deliver the message instantly, like a celestial telegraph. The names of spirits such as Jarediel, Uriel, and others sounded mystical, while the rituals included tables, symbols, and combinatorial methods drawn from Kabbalah and alchemy. Trithemius claimed this was natural magic approved by God. Angels were intermediaries of divine will, and the system allowed the soul to ascend to the heavens through hidden knowledge. Yet beneath this occult veil lay a revolutionary reality. Ars Steganographia was in fact the first systematic treatise on cryptography and steganography, the art of concealing information so that it remains invisible even when the text is read. The names of angels and the long incantations were mnemonics and ciphers. They masked simple letter substitutions, polyalphabetic ciphers, and methods in which every word carried a hidden meaning. One of the simplest devices, for example, was the Ave Maria cipher, where letters of the alphabet were replaced with Latin phrases about Christ. More complex techniques in the third book, deciphered only in the 1990s, used numerical tables as keys to higher-order substitutions. Trithemius did not need real spirits. All the magic operated on paper and in the mind. He wrote that cryptography was a gift from God, allowing mortals to attain divine clarity without intermediaries. The book was dedicated to Emperor Maximilian and intended for select minds, yet its manuscripts quickly spread across Europe. However, this duality played a cruel trick on Trithemius. The Church and his contemporaries saw not cryptography, but necromancy. The abbot was accused of consorting with demons. Legends circulated that he had summoned the ghost of Alexander the Great, ancient heroes, or even the deceased wife of Emperor Maximilian, Mary of Burgundy, so that he might recognize her by a birthmark. Trithemius himself was the first to mention the historical Faust in 1507, and, in a letter to his student, condemned him as a charlatan, contrasting him with his own true necromancy, the study of the secrets of the universe. In 1606, the book was finally printed in Frankfurt, and in 1609 it was placed on the Index of Forbidden Books, removed only in 1900. Trithemius was condemned as a dangerous magician, although he always emphasized the Christian nature of his work and rejected black magic. Despite the scandal, the influence of ars steganographia was immense. Around 1509 to 1510, Trithemius personally taught Heinrich Cornelius Agrippa of Nettesheim, the future author of Occult Philosophy and one of the pillars of Western occultism. Agrippa adopted from his teacher ideas of natural magic, combinatorics, and hidden knowledge, and later spread them throughout Europe. It was through Agrippa and his circle that Trithemius's ideas entered the grimoires. The Lesser Key of Solomon, Lemegeton, compiled in the 17th century, was directly inspired by the Steganographia. Its second part, Ars Theurgia Goetia, is largely derived from the first and second books of Trithemius's work. Hierarchies of spirits, invocation rituals by the directions of the world, tables, and even certain seals coincide. The third part, Ars Paulina, also draws from the third book. Thus, Solomonic magic, which for centuries both terrified and fascinated, was in many ways born from the cryptographic genius of a Benedictine abbot. Trithemius did not stop with a single book. In 1508, he wrote Polygraphia, the first printed treatise on cryptography, published in 1518, in which he openly described cipher systems without a mystical veil. He also left extensive historical chronicles, including the Annals of Hirsau and others, although some of their sources were fabricated to glorify the monastic tradition and link the Franks to the Trojans. In 1506, due to conflicts with the monks and his reputation as a magician, he left Sponheim and became abbot of the monastery of St. James in Würzburg, where he died on December 13, 1516. His tomb, featuring a relief by Tilman Riemenschneider, has survived to this day. Today, Johann Trithemius is revered as a father of modern cryptology. His methods anticipated the ideas of encryption that underpin the internet and digital security, hidden messages within open text, multi-layered ciphers, and combinatorial tables. What began as the magic of angels for rapid transmission of information became the foundation of the science of secrecy. Yet for Trithemius himself, it was more than technique, a path to divine enlightenment through reason, where alchemy transforms words into the gold of knowledge, astrology sets the rhythm, and angels are merely symbols of the hidden laws of the universe. In his system, an age in which magic and science had not yet diverged found its most vivid and paradoxical expression, and the world, without realizing it, received a tool that would change the history of communication forever.